Mike.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Not too shabby, Mike. Big news here. Hit balls for the first time all year yesterday, and I got to tell you, swing is okay. Swing is hanging in there. Balls were in the air. A lot of them even went roughly where I was aiming. So I got a golf trip coming up with the old man
Oh,
in 2 weeks, and so can't look a fool out there.
no.
Yep. So, nothing more humbling than losing by 30 strokes to your 70-year-old father.
It's
Guy's been a six handicap for 40 years.
damn.
Probably
Six
45
handicap.
years.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very boring golf. It's fairways and greens. Guy never misses a fairway. Pisses me off.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I actually speaking of that, I don't know if I told you this. My father-in-law, who's not as great of a golfer as your father, but he sent me a text and just of his score like one day, and I like read it, and he hit a 77, which for him is like
Whoa.
the best he's ever hit. And he's played 30 years, and
That's
the
a
best he's
great
ever
score.
hit, right? And the best he's ever hit until now is 84. So he's played for 30 years, and then he just comes out with the 77. Like, just
All right.
golf is
Well,
a
that's
strange
little-
game, right?
little-
He said he was touched by the hand of God, so I don't know. He's not one to lie. I will say he is not one to lie. I think he just had one of those, streaks. But that's awesome, man. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Where are y'all going to play?
Nova Scotia. Going to Canada. Yep.
Oh,
So
man.
should be and then Karen and I are sticking around for a week to do some hiking around there's a big national park out there, so we'll do
Oh,
that.
man.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Damn.
Yeah, should be fun. Haven't been out of the country for 3 years.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
going to
I
Canada.
guess that. All right, man. Well, hey, have fun. Not much going on over here. Got back from the States. Had no jet lag. I don't know what happened. I went over, had none going there, none coming back. Just
Superhuman.
superhuman, pristine condition. So got back, and what's been going on, man? Just rainy season. Talk about take the spirit out of you. Get back, rainy season. I was in the States. I was out on my porch until like 8:45, and the sun's still up. And here it's just like,
Well, soon enough you're gonna be sweating your balls off under the Japanese sun. So
yeah,
forward to
lot
that.
lot to look forward to. Yeah, man. All right. Well, enough with that. Let's get down to business, Matt. We got Conbini to talk about again this week, and Matt, I'm excited to say we got another couple interesting campaigns coming out. Matt, what am I talking about first? We've been following 7-Eleven on their sort of streak of across Japan sort of tour that they've been going on. They went to Kyushu, they went to Okinawa,
Italy.
now to Italy, and they've all been done with these great sort of features on their site. We often ridicule them for their poor website, but these are great. And Matt, we've got the Aloha na Gurume de Hawaii. And this, Matt, as you can see on the site here, in the top right, you come to this site, beautiful picture of Hawaii. They've actually got some BGM if you want to turn this on. You click this, you're hearing some, Hawaiian music to get you in the mood as you sort of scroll down here. And Matt, and they've created a new word, Hawaii ne. Hawaii ne. Hawaii is good.
Oh, got it.
And Matt, they're showing this mascot, little Shaka-chan here. What is this guy, and what's he doing?
Well, Shaka-chan, everybody knows the shaka. Not to be confused, we were talking about earlier, Mike, the shocker. But the shaka is the, you got the thumb and the pinky. That's what this guy is. It's a hand with flip-flops, swim trunks, and his hair is 5 fingers. And gosh, I could use a trip to Hawaii with that alarm going off for the fourth time this morning. But he has an interesting origin story, Mike. Shaka-chan was a Japanese salaryman. And he was in the grind, depressed, sad, full of anxiety. And he saw a poster about a trip to Hawaii. And you know, Mike, he took a chance, and he hopped on a plane, and he went to Hawaii, and he was walking around the beach in his Japanese suit. And then out of nowhere, a nice Hawaiian, also made of a hand with a shaka, said, "Aloha."
Oh.
And before you know it, Shaka-chan, he's out there. He's paddling boats. He's out there fishing. He's playing volleyball. He's doing a lot of fun stuff that you do in Hawaii. And I don't think he ever goes back. I never watched the end of the video. Everybody should check it out. But I think he stays in Hawaii, which a lot of people wind up doing.
That's true.
So it's an inspirational story. I think this is a co-produced campaign with the Hawaii Tourism Authority. This is not just about fun Hawaiian products. This is about getting people to Hawaii.
Yes. And specifically, I think we figured probably from Japan, it seems, especially from this origin story, which you did not make up. There's actually a book, I think. There's like a telling his story.
Yes.
So Shaka-chan is here to say aloha to everyone. So let's get into the goods, Matt. We're going into the Shohin lineup here. Matt, we're going to see some classics from Hawaii.
Top of the line.
Roko Moko. And this is the Roko Moko Don. Roko Moko is a hamburger with sauce. What's the sauce? It's Hollandaise sauce. No, I don't know what sauce is.
Locomoco sauce.
Locomoco sauce, which I think is kind of like a Hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise.
All right, let's just keep
going.
going.
Hollandaise sauce.
Holland, yeah, okay, and it's got the egg, and this is all on top of a
sauce?
Hollandaise sauce.
This isn't anything like Hollandaise sauce.
What is the? It's often sauce. You find it on like omurice and stuff like that. What
ketchup?
Is the?
Oh, you're talking
the brown,
about
the brown
sauce. Yeah, that's excellent. It's a demi-glaze.
Demi-glaze sauce, not the Hollandaise. This is sort of like a demi-glaze, but not really. The Rokomoko sauce. Yeah, you got a burger, and you've got usually like a soft-boiled egg on top of All right, let's keep going. We got the spicy poke bowl salmon, Matt. Poke bowl, poke very famous in Hawaii, especially among the Japanese, because hey, it's fish and it's delicious on rice. Awesome. We've got the Mochiko chicken omusubi spicy sriracha sauce, Matt. That's right. That is a onigiri style folding of rice with chicken and egg and sriracha sauce. It looks actually good. I don't know. Is sriracha sauce a Hawaiian thing? I
don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so too. We got fried rice balls, Matt. Fair enough. We've got saimin, which I don't actually know what this is, but it said it's a Hawaiian style noodle dish. Looks like a cold noodle. Or maybe it's a hot noodle. Yeah, it does look really nice. We have the Likoi rare cheese passion fruit sauce. Just looks like a nice like pudding sort of thing. Very, very nice. We've got the coconut butter mochi. We've got the malasada. And then we've got some Hawaiian-style ring donuts. Matt, what are your thoughts looking at this lineup? Are you liking it? Are you not liking it? What are your thoughts?
I really like it, Mike. This really makes me want to go to Hawaii. I think they nailed it. I love Locomoco. Nothing better than going into a little Japanese cafe. Little mom and pop shop, usually run by somebody in their late 20s. And inevitably, you'll find Locomoco on the menu.
Yes.
Always a solid item. You got the rice, you got the hamburger, that sauce. Always very tasty. Kind of similar to taco rice. You either see taco rice or Locomoco.
Yeah.
Both are great. The one thing I think they're missing, Mike, and I don't know why they're missing it, is shave ice. Shave ice is the best cuisine in all of Hawaii. And the world deserves access to shave ice. This should be a priority. It's so good. You get the scoop of ice cream, which is what makes it different than Italian ice. I know people, well, you got Italian. No, we don't have shave ice because you don't get the scoop of ice cream. Plus,
Yeah.
the ice is fluffy because it's shaved. Japan has fluffy ice. It's called kakigori.
Yes.
I suspect the origin of shave ice is kakigori because there are a lot of Japanese people in Hawaii. I don't know that for sure. It's just speculation.
Right.
Why don't we have kakigori with a scoop of ice cream at the Conbini? I don't know. Is it too hard to pull off the shave ice in a convenience store? Probably. I don't know. But I was a little disappointed not to see kakigori.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually a very good question.
Or
Is it
Blue Seal
something-
ice cream. At least put some Blue Seal ice cream in there.
Yeah, there are a few notable absences
Oh,
here.
Blue Seal. I'm sorry. That's Okinawa. That's not Hawaii.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, there's some notable absences here. But in general, I thought it was a very well-rounded presentation of sweets and different flavors, different things. I don't know about sriracha. Yeah, I think this is, yeah. But much better than their Okinawa presentation, which was specifically brown sugar, Matt. I don't know if you remember that. So really happy to see that. But overall, just great job, 7-Eleven. All right, Matt, we've got one other thing I want to talk about this week. Not a campaign, but hey, we don't hear a lot of stuff out of Daily Yamazaki. But there's no doubt Daily Yamazaki is the king of bread. And Matt, there is one item that Daily Yamazaki makes that is having quite the renovation. Matt, we've talked about it before. We're talking about the lunch pack, Matt. And remember, a lunch pack is a sandwich, but if you took off the sort of the crust and then you sort of fused it together to make a sort of pocket of bread, and then inside of that you've sealed in some sort of thing, some sort of condiment. In this case, Napolitan spaghetti, Matt. You know, you just put that in there. Let's see what else you can get. You can get peanuts, peanut butter. You can get ham and mayonnaise. You can get tuna mayonnaise. You can get egg, Matt. But Matt, what's exciting about this? This is, they're doing an Omori promotion here, Matt. Well, what they're doing, they're taking the lunch pack, which is already barely holding that stuff in there, and they're putting 50% more, in some cases 100% more filling inside of
100%. They're doing
double. There, look at this. We're getting double the ham.
Double, yeah.
Oh, double the thickness of the ham.
Double the thickness of the ham.
So, Matt, I wanted to give a shout out to Daily Yamazaki. Some of these pictures don't look great, I gotta say. We were talking about this before. How do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on lunch pack and this, and what we're looking at?
I've never had lunch pack. I think it came out of the post-war period where Japan didn't have a lot of resources, and so you wind up with a product like this. It's kind of like an onigiri with bread, though, if you think about it. Where instead of rice, you have white bread, and they've made it into a pouch, and they're stuffing it with stuff.
Yeah.
And, I've never had one, so I can't say if it's good or bad. I would say it doesn't look all that good. It looks pretty highly processed. There's that alarm again. And I don't think I'd want to pick one of these up. If I were, I don't know, if you're like a miner and you want something that's easy to eat on the go. Actually, that's not a bad way to position these, as an on-the-go lunch, because you can just pop it out of the bag and snack on it like an onigiri.
Yeah, I think you actually sort of went through an interesting process there.
It's a Western onigiri.
Yeah, maybe this is a Western onigiri. And when you put it like that, hey, this does sound a little bit better. I'm not a fan as well, I think if I was like 5 or 6, and it was like eat a normal sandwich or eat one of these, I'd probably eat one of these.
Yeah, if you're like 40 eating a lunch pack.
Right. Like that just doesn't seem right. You just eat a real sandwich, Why do you need a strawberry jam and margarine stuffed, you know.
I'd like to see a correlation analysis of 40-year-olds who eat lunch packs and 40-year-olds who watch adult anime content. It's probably a very strong correlation there, right? Am I making that up?
Yeah, that there's a lot of interesting correlations you could try to draw from this. I'd be interested to see the data because yeah, if you're 40 and eating a lunch pack, like what's going on? That's a
All
very
right,
good point.
let's move on. Let's go on to more interesting products, Mike. It's time for the Chickie Wars. We got a lot of Chickies that have come out this week, and we're gonna pick up from last week because we didn't have an episode.
Yep.
All right, Mike. First up, Family Mart. We got the Zaku Zaku Jaga Crispy Chicken. Zaku, of course, crispy, and then they put crispy in katakana, so they're doubling down on crispy here, Mike. Plus, they got the jaga, that means potato. So they got a crispy potato coating around their boneless chicken. What are your thoughts on this one, Mike?
All right, Matt. So I got to be honest. And again, to just sort of walk people what we're looking through, it almost looks like you have like a chicken tender that on the outside you have sort of like embedded like Rice Krispies or something.
I was just
like
thinking
that.
Rice Krispies, yes.
Right? Like, so, all right. I had a big, turnaround on crispy chicken. Family Mart's crispy chickens. If you remember, at first I said they're no good. Then I had them again. I actually came back and said, look, this is maybe like a 3.5 or 4 item. And this is, originally we had just the plain and the spicy, but now they're coming out with a new one. I gotta say, I'm a little bit excited. The outside kind of freaks me out a little bit. I think we've seen this sort of technology maybe on, American Dogs and Mini Stop, maybe close to something like this, but this is pretty wild. The sort of crispiness that we're looking at here.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you zoom in close enough, these start to resemble tiny little potato chips. And if they're able to pull that off, where they've created tiny miniature potato chips that adhere to the outside of a boneless chicken, I'll tell you what, that sounds damn good. But I don't know if we're there yet, Mike. I think we might have another 5-10 years before that kind of technology really develops.
Yeah.
So,
and if we do, I gotta say, if that technology is developed, can you imagine what Calbee's gonna be trying to do? They're gonna be trying to put every flavor of chip they've ever created.
well, we'll be looking at it. We'll be looking at an interesting chip flavor later in today's episode. So hold that thought. All right, Mike. More Chickie coming up this time. Out of Lawson.
Yep.
We got Karaage-kun, known flavor number 269. Making that up. No idea. French salad dressing, Mike. Now, what is French salad dressing? In America, French salad dressing is orange goo.
Yeah.
That's sweet as candy. It's like melting a creamsicle over lettuce. But I guess the Japanese have a different perspective on French salad dressing. I did look up some recipes, and it's pretty much oil and vinegar. Okay. Which, I mean, that's the basis of all salad dressing.
Right.
But that appears to be the case. They emphasize the vinegar flavor. And there's that sappari hoshita aji, they say there. So, I guess a little sharp, vinegary Karaage-kun here. What are your thoughts on this one, Mike?
Matt, I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what to expect from this. I mean, I guess you just laid out what we might expect, yeah, but maybe a little bit of vinegary taste on kind of just a basic flavored Chickie, Matt? I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this. I gotta be honest.
I disagree.
Really? Okay.
I think this is going to be quite good. I mean, it's heating up out there. So to have a nice little sharp, little refreshing flavor along with the fried chicken, I think sounds kind of nice to cut the richness of of the chicken, the fried chicken. I think it sounds pretty good. Not to mention the package here is outstanding. You have Karaage-kun. His little hair, whatever that little rooster hat, it's a leaf of lettuce.
Oh,
And this guy is being tossed in a salad bowl with broccoli, tomatoes, as always, one cherry tomato, some peas, and a cucumber. You know, he's getting doused in that salad dressing there. I think this will be nice.
all right. I see what you're saying.
All right, and then last chickie up, Mike. We're backtracking to last week. We got the potty chickie spicy chili sauce chickie out of Lawson.
The spicy chili sauce, Matt.
I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on this? This looks damn good, I'll tell you that.
It does. All right, Matt. We covered the party chickie when it first came out. And now we have the spicy chili sauce, new flavor. Matt, I wasn't a fan, if you remember. We had high hopes for the original party chickie, which is supposed to be extra crispy, sort of like an agetori from 7-Eleven. Unfortunately, it just wasn't crispy enough. And it was way too much just dough or breading. It was like 50% breading. You got one little sliver of chicken in there. Wasn't great. But I'm hoping when they come out and they're bringing out the spicy chili sauce flavor of party chickie from Pico Taro is coming together again to help with this. I agree. It does look damn good.
Yeah, Mike, and like you said, they're bringing out the big guns to push this one. We got our pineapple apple pen guy. Mm-hmm. You're saying this guy's name is Pico Taro?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, whatever you think a pedophile looks like, you don't need to imagine much more than this. This guy is pumping this potty chickie here. And,
to celebrate 20 million party chickens sold, right?
Oh,
that's pretty impressive.
20 million.
I just did that math. Yeah, 20 million.
2,000 times 10,000. That's 20 million?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is, yeah.
Yeah. So
20 million potty chickies sold.
That's
Jesus.
crazy,
All right. So that wraps up the Chickie Wars, Mike. It's now on to the new item scoreboard. What are the numbers looking like this week?
All right, Matt, I'm going to hit you with them. Family Mart, 46. Lawson, 36. 7-Eleven, 118. Mini Stop, 23. Daily Yamazaki, 8. Seiko Mart, 5. And New Days, 20. What are your thoughts?
Everybody's playing right in their wheelhouse. No big surprises this week, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. All right, Matt, well then, let's waste no time. Heading over to our winners and losers. Matt, why don't you tell me what we're looking at for your loser?
Yeah, Mike, this is out of 7-Eleven. And I mentioned potato chips here, Mike. We're looking at a potato chips. We have Ryu, which is a spicy chili oil, mayonnaise, beef flavor. Okay? And just to kind of walk through the packaging here, they have a big dish of Ryu chili oil, and then a pile of beef on a plate with a big dollop of mayonnaise. Somebody needs to explain this to me, Mike. Is this a thing? Is spicy chili oil and mayonnaise commonly served with beef? Are either of these ever served with beef? Who has ever done this? I don't understand this flavor. And at the top right corner of the bag, they have chopsticks holding a cube of beef.
Yeah.
Slathered in mayonnaise, dripping in chili oil. I'm just thinking that looks disgusting, and I've never seen that in my entire life. So I don't know how this flavor... I'd like to know what inspired this flavor. I mean, it looks like something I'd probably eat about 5 bong hits into the evening if I had the ingredients. But otherwise, no way I'm touching this.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, okay. When I first pulled this up, I was just kind of looking, trying to figure out what was going on. And no, I don't think any of these 3 things even go together in pairs. Like,
exactly.
Right? Like it's already a mismatch if it was just 2 of them and then the 3 of them. And I agree, like that looks awful. That beef, a really nice looking piece of beef with that mayonnaise
That's a
on
good
top.
point. You would never even see a pair of either. If you set up like a three-dimensional matrix, at no point would these overlap. You would never pair ryu with mayonnaise. You would never pair mayonnaise with beef. You'd never pair beef with ryu. There's no combination amongst these three ingredients. And
Right.
meanwhile, you got a cow dressed in a suit holding a big old beer. You got to be about 4 beers in before this looks good.
Yeah, I agree. Unless we're missing something, and the only thing that I would think is maybe we're missing, maybe this is like a Korean thing that's become popular. That's the only sort of,
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
that's the only sort of, yeah, thing that I'll throw out there as being possible because no, I've never seen this. I've never heard of this. It doesn't sound good. Yeah, man, this is a very bizarre one. And this is, yeah, at least temporarily a loser unless any of our listeners can be like, hey, look, no, this is actually awesome.
Please tell us.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Well, going on to my item this week. This is 7-Eleven. I've been picking up a lot of sandwiches recently, Matt. We've got the garlic shrimp sand, Matt. And what is this? Well, let me just describe. We've got a sort of roll, like a sub roll. We have 3 shrimp, and those still have the shells on them, Matt. These are
No, they
shell.
don't. How could they have
Yes.
the shell on them?
I don't know. They still have the shells on them. So apparently these are, you can eat these with the shell. Then you have looks like some fried onions, and then on the bottom you got some carrot marinade, which I guess is like some carrot slaw of some sort. Matt, okay, so 7-Eleven went to Hawaii this week, right? And garlic shrimp is definitely a Hawaiian staple, I'd say. And I actually, when I picked this for my loser, and then I was like, oh, they picked up Hawaii. Maybe this is one of the items from the Hawaiian thing. But no, this is just a loner item here, Matt. And yeah, the thing that got to me was the shells still on. This just seems bizarre. I know that like if you're eating garlic shrimp, just the garlic shrimp, sometimes they cook them with the shell on, but then of course you like peel them off, or they're deep fried enough that it doesn't matter. But these are almost like sautéed or like marinated shrimp with the shell's still on. If that didn't sound like something to put in a sandwich, how about you put it under a bed of carrots?
That sounds.
I don't know, man.
Actually, I thought this looked really good,
Oh, okay.
and I was surprised that you picked this as a loser. I like the idea of a carrot slaw with garlic shrimp on top. I did not realize that the shrimp were still in the shell. And
Yeah.
yes, the description says you can eat the shell, which
shell.
I think they're gaslighting customers to eliminate a processing step in their production facility. That is outrageous. It actually seems like it would not only be gross to eat the shell, but maybe dangerous because you could, I would think, choke on. Then again, I do remember eating at a party in the Noto a giant bowl that somebody brought out, just a bowl of fried fish bones, small fish bones, and there was no meat on them. It was just fried fish bones, salted, and you just chow down some salt and eat them kind of like potato chips. So I don't know, maybe in Japan you are eating the shells of shrimp. I gotta believe they probably also still have the little feet on them.
Well, that's what I was just
Can't
trying
tell.
to figure out here,
Yeah,
Matt.
if you try to
And
zoom
I don't
in.
know. I don't know. God help us. There's no way that they would have the heads.
the
on them,
heads, I
right?
would think.
That would be absurd, right? But it's difficult to tell from this picture.
If they're not gonna take the shell off, why would they take the head off?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I bet the head's still on.
Oh God, that would be awful with those whiskers trying to bite into the.
maybe that's why they put the carrot in, because the carrot, the shredded carrot, it's kind of like a little shrimp whisker.
Similar,
So maybe
yeah.
it little
Chopping
hides it.
through there.
Yeah, you don't know if you're chopping a carrot or a whisker.
All right, well, this is a mystery. We're going to have to talk to someone who tried it. Maybe the Super Salary Man picked it up for some reason, but all right. Okay, Matt, going on to your winner. What are we looking at this week?
Yeah, this is out of New Days, Mike. We're looking at a lemonade cruller. This is a donut that tastes like has a lemonade flavor, and Mike, it's summertime. It's getting hot, and I want to feel refreshed, but I still want to enjoy a donut. And a double chocolate glaze isn't going to do the trick. So here comes the lemonade cruller. I'll tell you what, slap a sprig of mint in my iced coffee, and I'm skipping down the streets while sweat pours down my butt cheeks with this thing, Mike. I like the look of this. I think this is, I would call, an innovative flavor in the donut category.
I agree, and it's one of those that when you hear it, instantly you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds really, really good. Oh, man. Wow, what a pickup here. Eki na Cafe, Beck's Coffee Shop, Calabo. Seto Nai Lemon. They're using the lemons again from Seto Nai. How do they have so many lemons to, send out all over the country?
I don't know. Yeah, Iwate's got charcoal, Seto Nai's got lemons. Yep.
And salt. All right. Well, Matt, hey, this looks absolutely outstanding. Is the cruller, is that like a type that people would know in the States, or is that
Excellent
more of a
question? No, the cruller's a well-known donut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an airy donut. So you pull it apart, and it's nice and light, which I think fits with the lemonade flavor, because you don't want a big heavy donut with lemonade. You want something light.
Yeah. God damn. Man. Perfect for the summer. Great pickup, Matt. All right, going on to my winner today, and I'm just going to say that this is not a new item, Matt, but it's just one that I don't think we've had a chance to just kind of riff on for a little bit. So, Matt, this is 7-Eleven. We've got Al Fort, Matt. Al Fort. Apparently, this is a new item. This was on the new item list. I don't believe it, because it's just the family pack, Matt. I think they just started selling the family pack, whereas before they were just selling the small one. So what is Al Fort, Matt? Al Fort it's half biscuit and half chocolate, Matt. And you know it so well.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good.
It's great. And so you're getting a thick chocolate on the top there, maybe about, I'd say, a 1/4 inch or maybe 1/8 of an inch, but then you have an even amount of biscuit on the bottom, and it's a sizable biscuit. This is not just a teeny little guy. This is it's a sizable one, and usually you put it in your mouth, you maybe bite in half, or you put it in, let it kind of dissipate a little bit. And it comes in two flavors, Matt. You got the light blue, which is the milk chocolate.
Oh, those are flavors. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, you've got the light milk chocolate, and then you've got the dark blue, which is like the deep chocolate flavor. And everybody has their favorite. I'm more of I start with the light blue, go to finish with the dark blue, Matt. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm a huge fan of Al Fort. I don't even think it made into the Conbini tournament, and that's kind of the reason I thought, hey, got to talk about Al Fort. So, anyways, man, what else can I say?
Yeah, Al Fort's great. It's one of those items that I commonly pick up on a long Shinkansen ride.
Yeah.
But the only downside to this, Mike, is it's got the double packaging, where the big bag has individually wrapped Al Forts.
Right.
And so you're not just reaching in there and grabbing a bunch of Al Forts. You're grabbing an Al Fort that you have to unwrap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which actually isn't a bad idea, to limit the consumption of Al Fort, because otherwise you're just stuffing these things by the handful right into your face.
Exactly.
You gotta peel one off. Now the consequence of that is, I don't know, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Actually, I don't know what Japan does with its trash. I got some pushback on a newsletter recently about what Japan actually does with its trash. So I could be entirely wrong. But the double packaging is the only downside I see here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Alfort's
am.
great.
Alfort's great, but I will actually now thinking, in the summer can get a little messy. These things can melt quick. So, all right, Matt. So hey, praise to Alfort. If you're in Japan, you never had Alfort. What exactly are you doing? And if you come to Japan, pick up some Alforts, the family pack. All right,
The family pack.
all right, Matt.
All right, Mike. Instead of At the Gemba with Mike this week. Oh, wait. Are we doing At the Gemba?
We are not doing at the Gemba. We're
Okay.
doing Matt's Donkeys.
Matt's Dunkies this week. Okay, Mike. Everybody knows that Dunkin Donuts rebranded per a recommendation by, I think, Accenture, which cost $1 billion or something like this to go from Dunkin Donuts to Dunkin'. And as part of the rebranding effort, they've been renovating all of their shops. And recently, my neighborhood has 4 Dunkin Donuts. 3 are within less than a quarter mile of each other. In fact, much less than a quarter mile of each other. Still lines out the door. That's how much demand there is for Dunkin Donuts here. Cambridge, Boston. But my preferred Dunkin Donuts on Alewife Brook Parkway recently renovated, Mike, and I want to share what the interior of a Dunkin Donuts is now looking like.
Okay.
Because this is a huge transformation. So
I have
first,
no idea. Yeah.
the rebrand. There it is. Dunkin'. They're sticking with the double D, though. So it's Dunkin' DD. Dunkin' double D. Okay? They got the wood paneling. The wood paneling you see on every new luxury condo complex around this town. And in 100 years, we're going to be thinking, why did we ever do that? It's so ugly. Okay? They went with that look. Okay? Faux wood paneling. Great choice. And then the nice beige into beige look. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the interior, Mike. This is in Quincy, by the way. Quincy, which is...
Is this the one that we went together to?
No, we didn't go to Quincy.
Okay.
All Dunkin' Donuts look the same.
All right.
The interior, Mike.
Whoa.
The big change is the bar.
Wow.
They now have like 6 kinds of cold beverages on tap. They got green tea, they got dark roast, Dunkin' decaf, original Brent cold brew, and this guy in the photo is pouring a nitro, which, how did this become a thing? Why are we getting nitro coffees? I don't know. I'm not really into it. I just want my regular iced with almond milk.
What's
they don't even
nitro?
have iced. What's nitro?
I don't. This is not something I know.
I can't believe you're in tech and you don't know nitro coffee. I blame your people, by the way, for this trend.
What are we talking about?
Can I talk about tech people for a second? I blame
Please.
all tech people for this ridiculous evolution of coffee. First, it was cold brew.
Yeah.
We had iced coffee. It was perfectly fine. Now you want me to pay $1 more for cold brew? Okay. Oh, now nitro cold brew? What, I'm injecting? What, this is like it's like seltzer with foam on top with coffee. It's ridiculous. I gotta pay $2 more. I'm not paying for this. Anyway, I saw somebody order nitro iced coffee with mocha and whipped cream. You should have seen what this Dunkin' Donuts team member had to go through to make that drink. And the bar, it was a mess. They had to get rid of all the foam to make room for the whipped cream. It was outrageous. Anyway, the bar. They have the bar. They're pulling coffee now, which actually it's kind of nice, you know. So that's that. And then, unfortunately, I can't show the image of the new Dunkin' Donuts case. They've moved the donuts to a case in front, like Starbucks breakfast. The donuts are no longer positioned in the back, so the customer has much closer view of the donuts. And bagels hang off a little hanger system. Looks kind of silly. But, you know, I'm torn about this, Mike. At once, I kind of like the bar concept, even though I just got really upset about the cold brew and the nitro stuff. I kind of like the bar concept. I don't like the wood paneling.
Yeah.
I feel like, what are we doing here? Are we catering to the average man or now the tech bro? I feel like Dunkin Donuts is now kind of tech bro-ish, which,
Okay.
no offense, I know you're in the industry.
I'm not a tech bro. That's okay. I hate tech. I was just going to say about your comment about, what is this thing with you're an engineer and you work in Silicon Valley for 5 years, make $5 trillion, and then retire and start trying to innovate coffee. I think it's because, software engineers they're not really engineers, So in the same way, they get out and then they're thinking, I'm going to do something cool. And so they start trying to manipulate the most basic element on the planet, which is just coffee. Why do you have to go through it? I'll just do this stuff with the coffee. So I'm right there with you, man.
Harvard Square is nothing but venture-backed coffee at this point. I'm not even kidding. All mom and pop coffee shops have been run out of Harvard Square, and now we got Blue Bottle. You want me to pay $6 for black? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm not a VP at Facebook. I'm sorry. And your little whiz-bang gadget there, little brouhaha, I gotta sit here for 10 minutes and watch while it percolates my coffee. I don't have time for this. I'm dropping my wife off at spinning and I'm going home. Okay? I'm not here to watch a performance. I'm here to get a hot coffee. And then we got this other one that just opened up, Milk Bar, which is just trash. I love Christina Tossi. Her stuff's cool, but this Milk Bar crap sucks. Anyway, sorry, I'm flying off the handle here. I just, Cambridge, I gotta get out of here.
All right, man. Can we at least get a score from a 0 to 10? What's your score on that renovation?
0 to 10. I'd give it a 7 because I like the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the bar.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so not so bad. All right. Well, hey, Matt.
Sorry, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for anybody in that neighborhood. 7 out of 10. So, do with that what you will. All right, Matt. Well, that wraps up the show for today. Just want to thank everybody who has bought us a chickie, bought us a coffee, and a big shout out to MH Bongo hitting us with 3 more chickies. Thanks so much, man. He actually left a haiku for us, Matt.
Oh, great.
He said he wrote a haiku about the upcoming season called Conbini Cools Me. Here we go, Matt. Hot, humid, sultry, cold noodles, ice cream, chew high, Conbini cools me.
Beautiful.
That sounds pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks so much, man. So to everybody else, Carrie G. St. Michelle, MH Bongo, Professor H, Matt D, Antonio Wake, Crew of Japan, Devin Pine, Bobby Judo, Anonymous 1 and 2. Thank you all so much. If you want to buy us a coffee, go to buymeacoffee.com/ConbiniBoys. And also, thanks to everyone who signed up for the newsletter. We have to get those names up here as well. If you want to check out the newsletter, it's ConbiniBoys.substack.com. Go there, give us a read, and hey, if you like it, hey, we'd love to have you on for the premium ride. To everybody... If you're listening on the podcast apps, Apple Podcast, Spotify, leave a like. It helps people find the show. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, everybody, as well, subscribe and like. And check us out on Twitter, where we're most active. So, Matt, yeah, I think that wraps up the show for today. And as always, I'll see you at the Conbini.
I'll see you at the Conbini, Mike.
Conbini boys, they're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini, they're the Conbini, they're the Conbini, they're the Conbini.